Hi there everybody, my name's Eugene Piccinini from A Silver Lining. Now I have been posting some videos specifically designed for learning and development professionals, facilitators, trainers that provide activities that I have picked up when training. I hope you have found them useful and informative. And I also think it's beneficial for professionals. If you're a manager, then I hope this provides some useful insights. So in this third video presentation, we're going to be looking at delegation, and I'm going to be providing you with an activity. But before we dive into that activity, let's think about and consider the benefits of effective delegation. Well, first off, it allows you to develop team member performance. It allows you to gauge somebody's performance, test them to see how capable they are of taking on a job. I think it can be incredibly motivational as well, but most importantly, it can free up your time as a manager, and that is key, that's critical. So what are the barriers to effective delegation? Well, I think what I hear is that it takes up too much time to explain the task in hand. It's very time consuming. That's one excuse. Another, well, I don't trust the person to do the job, and I think that's very concerning. I don't want to let go. I have control issues. Again, that's a big concern. But I think one of the biggest mistakes that a manager makes when delegating is not being able to match the person to the task. And herein lies that activity that we're going to be focusing on. So what you need to do is you need to define a task or draw up a project, and I have one here. You have, for example, 8 individuals, 8 team members with varying degrees of experience. You have, for example, Simon, who's a recent joiner, a recent graduate, who's new to the team and the organization. And then you have Max, who joined the team and organization about a year ago. They're a good worker, but they're not that experienced. All the way down to, for example, number 8, Kerry, who has a great deal of experience, 5 years of experience, for example, and she has worked on your team for about 2 years, and she works well without supervision, and she's also demonstrated her capabilities by doing something that you delegated before and it working out really well. So once you've done that, then you need to do this. You need to draw up another laminate, for example, a worksheet that articulates the task, your instruction, how much instruction you're going to provide. So for example, for Simon, who I mentioned, the recent graduate who's new to the team, well, talk to the compliance team, ask them for a detailed report on this and bring it to me for analysis, ranging way down to Kerry, which is, well, listen, I'm handling you responsibility for this. It's hit some problems, but I trust you. Get it back to me on track and report to the management. Submit your report. Okay, so you're basically graduating from 1 to 8, Simon being the person that needs the most control or the most simple task, way down to Kerry, where you can let her do it, get on. Remember, accountability is always down to you. Now what you do is you chop up the laminates and you get groups to match the task to the person. It's very, very simple. It's a very simple activity, but it can be very, very challenging as well. So what I do is I introduce a bit of a competitive edge. I divide people into groups and I get them to match the person to the delegated task. And what I also do is I say, well, the first team to complete wins. Now, because it can be very challenging, I also introduce a type of 3 strikes and your out approach, so that they have 3 attempts. On the 3rd attempt, if they still haven't matched the right people to the right task, then they don't win. I have found this to be very powerful. I found it to be very, very popular. A great way of really getting people to understand the criticality for managers to be able to match the right person to the right task. I hope that you will find this useful. I would love you to provide feedback if you do happen to use this. Email me, please. Send me a message on LinkedIn, and it would be great to hear your responses. And I hope this has been useful. All the very best until my 4th video presentation. See you then.